Welcome to Therapy Thursdays on Louisiana Living. I'm Dr. Jerry Yarbrough, physical therapist and owner of Physical Therapy and Balance Centers of North Louisiana and South Arkansas. Today we're starting a segment on elbow impairments, and we have our occupational therapist, Jennifer McCarthy, with us. So what are we going to be talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about tennis elbow, which is an inflammation of the muscles responsible for extending the wrist.
So if it's the muscles that extend the wrist, why does my elbow hurt?
Very good question. So your elbow hurts because those muscles that are responsible for extending the wrist actually start at the elbow, run down the arm, and then attach at the wrist. So where it's anchored at the elbow is where you feel that pain.
So I get that pain a lot, but I don't play tennis. Why do I get that if I don't play tennis?
So the term tennis elbow is really just a common name for the condition. The condition is the pain and achiness that you feel down that arm from any kind of overuse or repetitive type movement. Often tennis, but not always.
So what are the exact symptoms I would feel?
So you will feel pain and tenderness at the elbow, but you also may feel it down that arm. You also may get some weakness in your wrist or even in your hand.
Is there anything I can start doing today at home to help?
Absolutely. So the first thing I would recommend is to rest it, ice it, try and avoid those repetitive movements. Then we're also going to teach you some stretches that you can do for that muscle. I'm going to explain the exercises and she's going to demonstrate for me. So the first thing we're going to do is the wrist extension stretch. So you're going to start with your arms straight out in front of you. You're going to bend your hand back, take your opposite hand to the palm of that hand, and just provide a gentle stretch. You're going to hold this for about 5 to 10 seconds, and you're going to repeat it about 5 to 10 times. Now, if that stretch is just a little too much, what you can do is not pull back on the hand quite so much, or put a little gentle bend in your elbow. Perfect, just like that. The next stretch we're gonna do is the wrist flexion stretch. So it's very similar. So you're gonna start with your arms straight out in front of you. You're gonna bend your hand down and take your opposite hand, place it on the back side of your affected arm, and give a gentle stretch. And again, with this one, if that's too painful, just release the wrist a little bit or put a little bend in your elbow. And again, with this one, we're gonna hold it for 5 to 10 seconds and we're going to repeat 5 to 10 times. So once we've done our stretches, we're gonna start some strengthening exercises. So we're gonna start with a very light weight. She's gonna grasp it in her hand. She's going to hold her arm straight out in front of her. She's going to start with her wrist in neutral, which is a straight position, and she's going to just gently bend her wrist back. Good. And hold that for 1 to 2 seconds, and then return to that neutral position. And again, she's going to repeat these 10 times. Now, some of you are thinking, well, I don't have light weights at home. That's okay. Most people have bottled water at home. These are perfect because they fit nicely in your hand, and they weigh about a pound. So you can do those exercises with a bottle of water. If it's too heavy, simply unscrew, take a sip, and you've just made it a little bit lighter.
Those are awesome exercises you can start doing today if you're having lateral elbow pain.